everybody, Cinema Sickness here with a collection update for you. Went out, did a little bit of cinema hunting today, but a very little bit. Only hit up one store. It's a local pawn shop called Pottstown Cash Traders. A store that I don't visit nearly enough. It's a store I used to go to quite often, but due to the location, it's kind of like in a little city sort of area. We all know how I feel about little city areas. You know, it's not in the nicest part of town. There's not always parking outside of it. Sometimes you gotta like pay for parking. Sometimes you gotta park really far away to get free parking. It's kind of a pain in the butt to go to. It's on this main busy street. Not the most convenient place to go shopping. So that's kind of why I don't go there as much as I used to. But really should start visiting the store more because they have really good deals. Their DVDs currently are $1.50 a piece, or if you buy more than 10, you get them for $1 a piece. And all their Blu-rays, with the exception of like box sets and season sets and whatnot, are all $5 a piece. So I actually grabbed myself 11 DVDs today and 2 Blu-rays. Great deal. In fact, they actually gave me a really good deal on the DVDs. He counted them. He said, okay, you got 11 there. Just give me 10 for those, and obviously 10 for the 2 Blu-rays. So I actually got basically one of my DVDs for free. So really, really good deal. This is a really cool story. I really do enjoy this place. As far as filming goes, I walked in there and it was like me and one other person and then like 5 employees. And I was like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't film in here because it's going to look pretty shady. If there was a lot of people in there, I would have filmed. But, again, me and one other person and then like a bunch of employees watching us. Yeah, I didn't want to seem too shady. And the Blu-rays are all up at the front counter behind glass. And obviously that would have looked weird too. So I didn't film it. That's why I didn't film anything in there. But it would have been a really quick little bit of film anyway. It wouldn't have been much. So I figured I would just do a collection update for you today. So anyway, let's get down to it. Take a look at everything I got. Again, I paid only $20 for everything here. A great deal. All the DVDs, again, were $1. I got actually one for free, and the Blu-rays for $5. So first thing I'll show off are the DVDs I picked up. And the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 I'm going to show you here. These I really got just for collecting purposes. I originally picked up 6 titles. Actually, I picked up 5 titles. I found my 6th one afterwards. But I picked up 5 titles, and I was like, all right, I need 5 more, because at 5 more, I can get them all for $1 a piece. So I looked around a second time, and this store has a ton of DVDs, like 3 full walls full of them. So I looked through them twice, and I still couldn't find anything else I really wanted. But I did see something that I've kind of been interested in picking up for some time now, but I've never bothered to get them, and that is Friends collections. I do already have the entire series of Friends on DVD, but there's something about these collections I've always wanted to grab. Again, just for collecting purposes. I just thought they were pretty cool. I know there's a few of these out there, and I just kind of wanted to add them to the collection. Also, these will be fun to just pop in if I want to just watch a couple Friends episodes instead of watching an entire series. I want to watch just kind of like a best of sort of thing. So, picked up a few of these. I got 5 here. First one I grabbed was the Best of Friends, the top 5 episodes from Season 2. Same thing with Season 3, and the same thing with Season 4. Now, I only believe they put 4 of these out. They didn't have season... Actually, that's a lie. They did have Season 1, but it must not have been from the same person, because these are in really, really good shape. There's, like, not a single mark even on the cases, and the discs are in perfect shape, too. But the one copy of the Season 1 best of they had was destroyed. The case was destroyed. The disc was destroyed. So, obviously not from the same person that these came from. So, how to get these, very cool. Again, these are really just for collecting purposes, and I like the idea of just being able to pop one of these in if I have some time to kill and just watch a couple episodes of Friends. That's pretty cool. And then I picked up Friends, the one with all the weddings. This here is a collection of all the wedding episodes. That's pretty cool. These are some of the best episodes of Friends, so that's awesome. Special features, commentary, and that's it. So, very cool. And then this was brand new, still factory sealed, so definitely going to pick this up, and that is Friends, the series finale. So the last episode of Friends. I don't know if this comes with stuff that's... See, it says exclusive limited edition, so I'm not sure if some of the special features on here are not... You know what? Hold on one sec. Alright guys, I'm back. Got Season 10 of Friends right here, so let's compare these two. And from the looks of it, I think that this actually comes with some bonus features that are not on here. I definitely don't see some of these listed on here. In fact, I don't see a lot of these listed on here. So, unless some of these are on some of the other season sets, like things like the pilot, that's probably on. I'm assuming that might be on the first season. And then like 10 years of beginnings, I don't see that. So, unless they're not listed on here, or maybe they're on. See, I don't see why any of these special features, with the exception of the pilot, would be on any other season. I think this actually has exclusive bonus features, so that's really, really cool to have this for that. I mean, I definitely wanted to pick it up just for collecting purposes in general, but the fact that it actually has some bonus features on it that are exclusive to this release, that is pretty cool, or at least that's what I'm assuming anyway. So awesome, very happy to get that. So I had to pick up all these friends again, really just for collecting purposes, and I do want to get the other best of season 1. They have like just best of like volume 1 through 4 collections. I'll get those eventually too when I find it for a good price. So for now, that's awesome. So the next DVD I picked up here was Fright Night 2 New Blood unrated. Not really expecting too much from this, although I did really enjoy the Fright Night remake. It was actually pretty good. It was a really well done remake. I'm not really expecting too much out of this. Could be wrong though, could be good, who knows, but I am a completist, so I had to pick it up. And really cool to come across this for only $1, seeing as this is actually a newer title, so that's awesome. Yeah, I do look forward to checking it out, but again, not really expecting too much from it. Although I gotta admit, it would be really cool. See, what they should have done, you know, they remade the first movie. They should have remade Fright Night 2. I mean, Fright Night 2 is a great movie. Had they like remade it, that would have been so cool. They don't ever do that. I'm trying to think, have they ever done that? Where they remade a movie and then brought a sequel to the remake, and the sequel is like the same, is like a remake of the sequel to the original. Like, you know what I'm saying? That'd be pretty cool if somebody did that. I can't think of a single movie that's ever done that. Correct me if I'm wrong. You think there has to be at least one series out there that's done that, but off the top of my head, I can't think of anything. Although you're probably going to name something that's going to be like, obvious, but I don't know. So anyway, pretty cool. Again, this is a newer title, so to get this for $1 seemed like a damn good deal. Then I picked up DI, the Suburbia Sessions 1983. That is awesome. And when they say the Suburbia Sessions, I'm trying to see if this has anything to do with the movie Suburbia, but it doesn't say, so maybe not. But DI is a great, great punk band. Big fan of them. Have a bunch of their CDs. Well, actually, I kind of downloaded their music. Whoops. But I don't really have CDs. I just pretty much download everything that I want to listen to. But still, very cool. I'm a big fan of this band, so coming across this for $1 as well was just awesome. In great shape too. I was pretty sure this one was going to be destroyed. Just seemed like one of those titles that was going to be in bad shape, but no, in great shape. So had to grab that. This is a complete blind buy, but it sounded really interesting, and that is Cyber Tracker. I don't know about this one, guys. This is a complete blind buy, but it just looks cheesy as hell, and I love cheese, so I definitely wanted to grab this. It's a Universal title, but yeah, like I said, I have never heard of this movie, but it looks fantastic. All right, so now for this title. This movie, or I should say movie, this documentary is, I'm really curious about it, and that is, it's an A&E documentary, and it is Columbine Understanding Why. Now, the reason why I'm not so sure about this one is because I'm curious to see what, the professionals in this documentary, what their conclusion is to why the kids did this. And the reason I say that is because I remember Columbine quite well. I was in high school when it happened. High school kids shooting everybody up. I was in high school, so of course we talked about it a lot in high school. I don't mean just between friends. I mean, we had like classes where we discussed it. And, it really upset me what a lot of people were saying. Just that these kids were crazy and blah, blah, blah and whatnot. And don't get me wrong, I'm not sticking up for them. They were pretty crazy, the fact that they went and shot up their school. But I was looking at it from a completely different standpoint. I was one of the weird kids in school, one of the kids who were made fun of because I didn't wear big baggy clothes. I, didn't listen to rap music. I didn't drink. I didn't smoke up. I wasn't one of those kids. I was a kid who, had spiked out bleached hair and a leather jacket with pins and studs all over it and wore plaid bondage pants, and all that stuff. I, boots all laced up. I was, a weird little punk rock kid in school. And, because of that, I got made fun of a lot and picked on a lot. Obviously not by my friends, but by, all the bullies and all the jocks and all the kids who thought they were, gangster kids but lived in, freaking my town, which is as far from ghetto as you can get. But they thought they were ghetto. So, I was very, very picked on. And in hearing this, I can't believe a lot of people don't bring this up. I remember seeing interviews. They were interviewing other classmates. And in the interviews, I remember them saying things like, oh, those kids were freaks. They were weird. They dressed different. They didn't fit in with the rest of us. They were just weird kids. They were, they were strange because the way they dressed and everything like that. And I'm thinking, am I the only one hearing this? Am I the only one hearing, their classmates saying that, oh, they didn't fit in, they were freaks because of the way they dressed and the music they listened to and because they were who they were? That was a red flag for me when I heard that. I was like, really? Like, listen to what these people are saying. I can only imagine what drove these kids to do this. Yeah, they might have just been crazy, but maybe they were picked on. From interviews I heard they were picked on. I heard interviews from kids who picked on them. I heard interviews from people who, were their friends and stuff who said these kids were picked on and that they themselves were picked on. So, it really makes you wonder, and what I took from this was these kids were probably bullied and bullied and bullied and bullied and bullied until they couldn't be bullied anymore. And they went apeshit and shot the school up. Again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's not what happened. But that's what I took from it. I remember, there were times when, I would have been picked on by a couple of people so much that, yeah, shooting them would have been great when I was, that those are the things that go through your head when you're, a teenage kid and you're being bullied. Yeah, those people should die. They're the things you think. And at that young age, hopefully you can, rationalize, yeah, I want to kill him, but maybe I shouldn't. That's a bad thing to do. But some people, aren't quite there yet. Or even when people get older, they're not quite there yet. Some people might do wrong things. And if you're going to push somebody, there's only so far you can push them until there's a breaking point, and they might do something crazy like come to school and, with a gun and shoot the place up. So, I kind of took that from it where I was like, I kind of knew where these kids, how these kids probably felt before they did what they did. Of course, I never took it to that extreme. There's a limit, but again, I kind of probably knew how they felt and where they were coming from and what it was like to be picked on in high school, just because you didn't, again, wear baggy clothes and listen to rap music, and you weren't you didn't play sports and you didn't go out drinking with your buddies, because you didn't do the popular and cool things in high school. You get picked on. And I knew what that was like. So, again, I didn't agree with what they did. Even though sometimes I've been there where I just wanted to, strike out at somebody for picking on me in high school. I certainly never went to that extreme, and certainly don't think people necessarily should. But, again, I kind of felt, I knew where they were coming from, I guess I could say. And, I was hearing interviews and seeing all the documentaries on it. Nobody really ever pointed out too much, the kids' point. They just, like, all the documentaries I seen, all the interviews I seen pretty much said, oh, the kids are crazy for what they did. They just went apeshit and killed people. They're nuts. Yeah, okay, but, certainly they're crazy for doing what they did, but, why? Why did they do what they did? And that's something I just never really heard much in documentaries I've ever seen on Columbine is, the standpoint of these kids are bullied. These kids are picked on. They probably reached their breaking point and did what they did because they just couldn't take it anymore. And that's certainly an epidemic in schools. I mean, right now, everybody's all, bullying is like the big thing right now. I hear all the time people talking about like cyberbullying and just bullying in general, trying to put an end to it and whatnot, and good luck. But it's still a big thing. Bullying is a very big thing in high schools, and some people, this could happen again with, you're gonna pick on a kid just because he's not like you. That's such a stupid reason to pick on somebody. Everybody has their own thing. Everybody's into what they're into. If I didn't care that kids listen to rap music and did what they did. Screw them. That's their thing. Good for them. They can do whatever they want. But apparently, because I didn't do that, I was picked on. But anyway, I'm just trying to I know I just ran it on there, a little bit too long. But basically, what I'm trying to say is I'm really interested in seeing what the professionals have to say, because I'm really curious to see if they ever bring up the fact that these kids were probably bullied and picked on, and maybe they just reached a snapping point. I'm really curious to see what they say about that. So anyway, that was my little rant for today. Sorry about that, guys, but had to pick it up. Okay, so now on to the rest of the titles I grabbed. Sorry. Anyway, there was me venting my rage from high school. There you go. I let my high school rage out to you guys all these years later. I've graduated high school back in 01, so there you go. Anyway, the next title I picked up was Roger Dodger. It's a movie I've been eyeing up for some time now, and never bothered to pick it up, so for $1, I had to grab it. And the last DVD I grabbed was Motorcycle Mania 3, Jesse James Rides Again. Do enjoy these. It's a Discovery Channel, I don't want to say documentary. It's sort of like a documentary meets like reality TV kind of. It's just Jesse James building some motorcycles, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that, actually. To be completely honest, what I thought this was one of those like competitions where he like builds a motorcycle, but that might not be what this is. So now I'm kind of wondering what the hell I just picked up. I don't know, but I do enjoy watching Jesse James like build motorcycles and talk about motorcycles and whatnot. I'm not really into motorcycles; they're not my things, especially not choppers. I'm not a chopper guy. If I ever bought a motorcycle, it'd be something like that looks very like 50s ish is what I'd probably buy. But still, I do tend to enjoy what I've seen Jesse James in on Discovery Channel, so I had to grab that for $1. So now on to the 2 Blu-rays I grabbed, and these again were both $5 a piece, and I got some pretty cool titles here. I'm going to save the best for last, and you're going to be probably surprised that this one isn't the best one. But again, $5 for this, and that's Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 3D. Already had this movie on Blu-ray, but I certainly didn't have the 3D version, and I love picking up 3D titles, and this for only $5 was just a fantastic deal. Both discs are inside in perfect shape. That is fantastic. So really happy to have this now in 3D as well. That's just absolutely fantastic. So now for what I personally feel is the best title I picked up, and again, only $5. Really excited about this, and that is Batman: The Dark Knight Returns Part 2. Already have Part 1, and I've come across Part 2 a few times on DVD for a good price, but I refuse to buy it because I have Part 1 on Blu-ray, and I really want Part 2 on Blu-ray as well, but I've been having the hardest time finding a copy of this for a good price. Now I got it. So excited about that because Part 1 was amazing. Just one of the best DC anime movies I've ever seen. So I've been dying to see Part 2. In fact, I'm probably going to watch this tonight because I've really been wanting to check this out. I hear it's fantastic. I have no doubt that it's going to be. If it's anything like Part 1, it's going to be absolutely fantastic. And I've heard from some people it's even better than Part 1. So I cannot wait to see this. I've just been dying to see this. Ever since I saw like the trailer for it. At the end of Part 1, they showed like a little trailer for this. Man, does it look good. So I can't wait to check this out for $5 on Blu-ray. Just absolutely fantastic. I thought it was going to be a very, very, very long time until I ever came across it for that price. But here it is, guys. So definitely the best title I picked up today in my opinion. So really excited about that. So there you go, guys. That's everything I got today from Pottstown Cash Traders. Again, I paid only $20 for everything right here. That is just a great deal. Very, very, very excited about everything I picked up today. Absolutely fantastic. And I keep saying that, don't I? So, sorry guys that I ranted on a little bit about Columbine, but again, I've just seen way too many documentaries that just really pissed me off, and I'm really kind of leery about that documentary and whether or not that one's going to piss me off as well. I guess we'll have to see. I'll probably watch that soon to see my thoughts on it, and I'll have to review it. So, anyway, guys, like I always say, if you like this video, which after that rant you might not, but if you like this video, please give me a like. If you're not already subbed, please do. So that is it. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for my next video, where I promise I won't rant about anything crazy. See ya.